Good evening, everybody. It is draw number 2 here, the 2018 Nova Scotia Scotties Tournament of Hearts here on Bell 5 TV1. It is a pair of undefeated teams so far. The 1-0 Colleen Jones team out of the Mayflower Curling Club taking on the Kristen McDermott team out of the Halifax Curling Club. Of course, the Jones foursome are in the blue jackets, and in the red and blue colors is Team McDermott. My name is Dan Hobson. We're going to hopefully have Luke Saunders here join us here on color. Of course, Luke is the lead on Team Dacey and is the son of Colleen Jones, so I have the pleasure of having him on the broadcast, hopefully later on. So, as I mentioned, both these teams coming in at 1-0, and one of them will go to 2-0. And there's also another 1-0 matchup, and it's Jill Brothers versus Colleen Pinckney on Sheet E. So by the time the dust settles here of day number 1, after 2 draws, we'll have a couple of teams at least sitting at 2-0, and some will be 1-1, and there'll be some that, of course, will be 0-2, because Julie McAvoy versus Marianne Arsenault, they're a couple of teams that are at 0-1, and Teresa Breen and Isabel Ladouceur, that is going to be on Sheet B, are also 0-1. And to get back to the McAvoy Arsenault, they're on Sheet D, and that will be our feature, one of our 2 feature games, of course, and we're going to pay attention here to this one as well. So, of course, we talked about them being 1-0. The Colleen Jones team defeated Julie McAvoy 7-4 in our opening morning draw, and it was a close one here for Kristen McDermott, a 5-4 win over Marianne Arsenault. So that's basically up for grabs here, and this Jones team, they've been doing pretty well. They went to the qualifiers in Windsor and went 3-1, punched their ticket here, and they're continuing their hot play. And Nancy Delahunt with a beautiful shot right to the button has earned Jones the hammer here in end number 1, and they will be throwing the yellow stones. So let's meet this Kristen McDermott team, number 2 in the curling rankings. Their lead is Julia Coulter, the second Liz Woodworth, third is Marie Christensen. They skipped Kristen McDermott, pardon me, and they're out of the Halifax Curling Club. And we'll talk about their resume, and they're coached by Danny Christensen. As you see, Kim Kelly there will be holding the broom, and here is Nancy Delahunt. Had the honor of actually calling Nancy's daughter's ACAA volleyball championship last year, February, in Truro. It was the final game for Nancy in the ACAA before going on to a national championship there. So she, of course, was a 5th-year player in that, so she has moved on from the program. So we were going to, of course, talk about these athletes here throughout the entire broadcast as Coulter's second throw here is underway. The first one, of course, they're going to play in the ring, so we could be on our way to a really hitting end here in end number 1. Nose hit, and, well, pardon me, piece of the rock, and the shooter will go as well. So just like a bachelor apartment, it's an empty house right now to start things off here in our opening end. You see Mary Sue Radford and, of course, Colleen Jones, a Hall of Famer here. And you can never count this team out. They are a veteran team and, of course, have had success, especially from the years 2001 to 2004. Not only getting to, like, winning the Scotties, but also doing well, winning some national championships. So that's what's up at stake here in this one here for McDermott. As Yellowstone belonging to Jones there, just in the 12-foot area right now. Of course, we will keep you up to date on the scores from the other sheets. As I mentioned, it's one of these teams, of course, was kind of hoping, well, you know, you don't want to really go 0-2 after day number 1, but that's the reality. And it's a possibility here for Breen, Ladouceur on B, and McAvoy or Arsenault on sheet D. So here's second Liz Woodworth there. Nose hit, a little bit of a roll, actually a hit and roll towards the 4-foot area. There it is. Just to prove I'm not lying, till I won. So here is Mary Sue Radford here, the second on this team. Of course, this was a position that at the time was Marianne Way. Now Marianne Arsenault used to have, and of course Marianne Arsenault now on the sheet right next to them. Nose hit, right on. So of course MacDiarmid, who's done very well, 17 wins and 8 losses. That's on the World Tour statistics. So doesn't go about some of the other spiels that may not be, you know, World Tour worthy of statistical information. We said second ranked in this and did not have to go to the qualifier in Windsor. So they've had a chance here to see what the ice has done. Another hit and roll back out to the wings. And once again, Radford of her second throw. So different, of course. You know, I've watched Colleen Jones win those championships and, you know, be part of the curling coverage on TV, and then to see her, you know, sweeping after all those years of, you know, calling the game. It's a little bit of a reality check for me personally. So, but the thing is, you make changes, and if things seem to be working, you make those changes, and that's what they've done. And they're still a team that's definitely going to give a lot of people fits here at these championships. You never ever count a team, a veteran. I mean, Kim Kelly, fantastic shot maker throughout her entire career. As we take a look at the third, Marie Christensen here for MacDiarmid. So yeah, we should be in for a dandy of a finish, dandy of a game here tonight on sheet C from the Dartmouth Curling Club. And draw number 2. Yeah, a bit of a nose hit, and we'll stay there. So it looks like the blank could be what may happen here. It's definitely going down that path to be that. Here is the third Colleen Jones. Looks like she's going to try to roll towards the center line here. There it is, and there's the roll, and Christian MacDiarmid, they're going to try to sweep it out the back. Is it going to stick around? Yeah, yes, it will. Back 12. As we take a look at Christian MacDiarmid. They've played in bonspiels from as far as Ontario to, of course, Atlantic Canada. As we see Marie Christensen once again. And it looks like this would be on going for a real roll as well. Actually straighten out, and they may roll a little bit far out, and they do. So it's a biter there in the 12, as you see. Just a little piece of the rings in the back. Notice something different too. When Colleen Jones was skipping, she used to have one of those really small little brooms sort of thing. The same sort of mechanism that Nancy Delahunt uses. Well, she no longer has that. She now uses a broom, and now a nice little nose hit, another roll. And MacDiarmid, before it even comes to a stop, says, Christensen, here's where I want it. And she'll make her way up to throw here in end number 1. Of course, teams will be back here for draw number 3 at 12 o'clock tomorrow, and at that time MacDiarmid will take on Isabel Ladouceur, the youngest team here at the Scotties Tournaments of Hearts. And for Jones, she'll move on to take on Team Brothers, and Brothers will be taking on Pinckney here, so Brothers could be 2-0 or could be the 1-1 Brothers. We'll have to wait and see before the smoke clears tonight, as we are into the Skip Rocks here in in number 1. And it'll get a piece of the rock and a pretty well nose hit. Looked like it was going to be a little bit of a roll, but it stays there, so. Kim Kelly, all those years of being third to Colleen, and now throws 4th stone here. There she is. Of course, a couple of years ago when they had the Grand Slam of curling, which was in Truro, one of Marianne Arsenault's teammates ended up being ill, so they had to make a quick call, and Kim Kelly rushed in her vehicle, got there just in time for that draw. I can remember that night. They had a cheap night, I guess you could say, $5 for everybody to get in on that night, and there's a hit and roll. So now MacDiarmid has a little bit of decision time to figure out where she wants to put this one, as you want to make this Colleen Jones foursome here try to take a single point here and in number 1. But it was a beautiful draw to the button. You couldn't ask for any more perfection there from Nancy Delahunt, and you might have been able to see it at home or even here, the high fives galore. So MacDiarmid wants to put this in a spot that makes the blank a little bit harder, but you see things are off to a really cool, casual, not much going on in terms of action, more of a peel end here, and in number 1 is the final stone here for Krista MacDiarmid. It's on its way out of the Halifax Curling Club. Not much of a brush laid onto it here by Coulter and Woodworth. And it will easily come to a stop just before the tee line in the 4-foot area. So the 4th stone from Kim Kelly will be on its way momentarily. Right down the middle, so of course they've had a chance to practice on the ice yesterday and had the game course this morning. So they pretty well have a good idea of how the ice is going to go, and so here it is, final stone here for the Nancy Delahunt foursome out of the Mayflower Curling Club. See Colleen Jones, they're holding the line there, and it will be a nose hit for a single point here in number 1. So MacDiarmid will have the hammer here in 2. So MacDiarmid was hoping to keep that team there from the Mayflower Curling Club to a single point. So she successfully did that. So we'll get a chance to take a look at some of the scores. And Pinckney's on the board. She got a single point. Actually, she got 2 there. In number 1, she takes a 2-0 lead over Jill Brothers. That's on sheet E. And a blank here with Isabel Ladouceur and Teresa Breen. So no score in that one. And Ladouceur has the hammer in 2. Still waiting to see the score with McAvoy and Arsenault here. They're look like they're playing the second as Jill Thomas, their lead, is getting ready for her throw here in 2. That's on sheet D. Of course, you can watch that one there on Bell 5 TV1. This one's going to go into the rings. And stop in the 4-foot area. And on its way here is Julia Coulter. And the hit and roll, will it stick around? not a chance, as it will go to the side. And just like that, Kim Kelly points the broom, and Nancy Delahunt here. As I said, she has that sort of, throwing broom. Jones used to use it, now she doesn't. Sometimes you see things happen and actually they start throwing better when they start to make a change in their delivery. I say this because we had the chance to cover the junior curling championships, and there was Graham Wiegelsforsum, of course, Owen Purcell, and used to, of course, throw with the long broom, and then elected to do what they call the Manitoba tuck, or tuck throwing style, which they've gotten from Jeff Stoughton, of course, who did curl for Manitoba, still probably does curl for Manitoba. Really tough to come out of Manitoba. So, and they've made the adjustment, and it seemed to work for them. They've done very well leading up to, of course, the junior championships, and they just ran into a juggernaut of Matthew Manuel. So I guess, when they say the only thing that pretty well standard in life has changed, no kidding. You see Delahunt there communicating with her team. Seeing a little bit more rocks in play here this end. Throw from Radford on its way here. Kelly working on it just as soon as it comes right out of her hand. The new brushing style, of course. Nose hits that blue one. So, of course, the free guard zone no longer in effect. It's just the first four rocks here in the end. And just like that, McDermott taps that one, trying to maybe get something in behind cover. Well, joining us right now here is Luke Saunders. Of course, he's the lead on Team Dacey. They had a win here earlier today. And the son of Colleen Jones. Have you ever done this before? And have you ever, commentated a game with your mother playing before?
Definitely a first for me, Dan. I really appreciate it. I know Selena Thompson reached out to me and asked if I could, and I was more than happy to. It's an honor to call one of my mom's games, and should be a good one. See, it's 1-0 Jonesy now in the second. And just a nice come around there by the lead from MacDiarmid.
Yeah, we're delighted to have you here because I know you had a game like earlier this afternoon, and to come back here tonight, we gladly appreciate it, and especially, of course, back here again tomorrow morning. So not much rest for you.
Excuse my tardiness. We had a little team meeting and team dinner there, and I couldn't get out quick enough. So I'm just happy to see what I can and call what I can of the game today.
Yep. Now, this is just a question just between you and me. Don't just ignore the people that back home just for a bit. The question is, when you commentate, or as you said, it's the first time doing this, are we going to expect you to maybe be hard on your mother, or are you going to be, pretty fair, objective?
It'll be quite the biased broadcast for sure, coming my end, without a doubt. I will reveal the team nicknames and talk about the differences of styles. Like, one thing I noticed right away is that for some reason they're still called Team Jones, but Nancy's holding the brush and Kimmy's throwing last rock. So it's not Team Jones anymore. Yeah. It's Team Delahunt. So that's just the first thing that pops to my mind when I'm watching this game.
Well, it's going to be, I sort of made the adjustment. I wanted to make sure, because sometimes we get a lineup and it may not be accurate. So yes, we will call it Team Delahunt here.
But I even look at the scoreboard back there. It says Jones. Yeah. And so I guess she just inherits that now after skipping for about 50 years. Could be how they register them online, but I think here comes Jones herself here. I do have nicknames for every player on the Delahunt team, if you'd like to hear those.
Oh, yeah, we'd love to hear those as long as they're airworthy.
Oh, they're more than airworthy.
Okay, they are airworthy.
It's a Special K sweeping this rock here, coming down to the just by. Nice shot. Shot leaner. It's almost like she's a world champion. Yeah.
Yeah,
actually three-time world
funny,
champion.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah.
Everyone in the blue there has a world championship, which is crazy. They're best in the world right now, over 50s. And the speaking of world champion, let me tell you, the Marie Christensen throwing comes from a curling family. Danny Christensen's the father.
Yeah.
World champion himself, seniors over 50s, with Alan O'Leary, proud Nova Scotian boy.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, since you've come here, you've been like the king of popularity. Everybody's wanting to talk to you. You know, it's like, I'm on here trying to work here.
Yeah, well, the problem is with my experience with curling is that apparently I was raised in curling clubs, and every lady seems to think they were my mother.
Yeah.
Because they had to take care of me. For the majority of the time, my mom was curling.
Yeah.
Here she goes again here.
I could remember, like, I've been in situations like this before where I've had like a daughter or a son doing a sport or playing a sport and having the father as the color, and you know, he was almost like 3 times harder on them than the rest of the other players on the team. So I don't think you're going to be like that as well.
No, I'm just curling. Nice shot there by Colleen. Again.
Yeah, there it is, line 2.
Let's see what Marie can do here. There is a double and roll possibility. She's been known to nail these throughout the year. She's a junior champion herself, NS junior champ.
Yeah, she did very well doing well on the World Tour, 17 and 8, and came in second ranked.
Yeah, this rink here in the MacDiarmid rink did really well getting points this year and playing a lot of spiels and playing well together. I think they all get along, so.
Taking their good time here of this one. Here is Christensen here, Marie Christensen. Throw on its way here. We're into end 2, 1-0 Joan Delahunt. There. Team Delahunt up on top of MacDiarmid. Gets a little bit of a hit and roll and spills the yellow, so just one blue stone belonging to MacDiarmid after that. Nice little throw here by Christensen.
Yeah, that was a bit of a peach, as we like to call in the curling world. The double and roll behind the corner deserves a 5 on the score sheet if the coach is around. And here comes Special K. That's Kim Kelly's nickname.
I thought they would have maybe called her Double K, K squared.
No, Special K.
Just Special K.
Just because she's special. She makes a lot of shots. And the thing I like about her delivery is she releases the rock about 2 feet over the house just because she knows she's made it. She doesn't have to hold on to the rock any longer. She just releases it as soon as she gets it. I call it a slingshot delivery, as you can see here.
Big swing. Don't see that as often as you used to. Into the 4th stone, skip rocks here in 2.
It really curls well to the wings here on this ice.
By the guard.
Is there enough to tap here? There's a lot of peaches being made this end. But Tracy Fraud and company here at the Dartmouth Curling Club has done a really good job creating a lot of movement to the wings, which gives this corner guard play fun for the players to take part of, for sure.
Christian MacDiarmid making her way up here in 2.
There might be enough room to push that yellow one back just a hair and maybe sit 2 without leaving the double. No, I think you'd leave the double.
Updating scores, sheet D, of course, blank in the first end, so still no score in McAvoy Arsenault. And Nothing new report there on GD. 1-0 Pinckney over Brothers. And a blank and one, so Ladisar and Breen no score and B.
We're calling for heavy here.
Not much done here in terms of brushing.
Should see some late finish. Sweeping for Curl now.
Yeah.
Little rub.
Yeah.
And another peach. Another peach this time. That's 3 really well. 4 if you count leaners. Well made stones. Colleen's wearing my hat here tonight. She owes that back to me. Don't know how she got it.
Well, the thing is, she's on a roll. You're not seeing that hat ever again. You know that.
Yeah, no. It's
Yeah,
lucky
you might as well
charm.
you might as well go buy another hat.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. You'll never see it. I'm sure that probably, if you probably put a little collection plate or something, you could probably, buy a new hat with all the people that you know around here.
Yeah.
You'd be all right.
Yeah. I think we got a little hack weight, hit and roll, maybe board weight. Special K here. Colleen claims she's a good sweeper. Let's see it.
Yeah.
She skipped her whole life, but
as I say, like I don't, you meant to miss it. It's like it was, I've watched her on TV, seen, and all of a sudden to be calling one of her games, it's like this is the first time for me, and then see her sweeping, it's like a totally different experience for me.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think, it's brought a lot of energy to the team itself, too. Just shuffling the lineup a little bit. I know Colleen's going to South Korea for commentating for the Olympics for CBC. And so, I think it's healthy for these girls just to always be moving around, keep things fresh in their mind. They've been playing for about, you got to think it's 40-plus years now. Right? So, just to keep interested is great.
Yep. Here's the final stone here for MacDiarmid here in 2. Light cleaning here by the front end of Coulter and Woodworth.
Seem to like it. The sweepers are not doing too many up signals.
And we'll come to a back. Well, it's stopping time.
Yeah, they've got it.
Yep, they will. So they'll get 2 here in the second.
Key draw for MacDiarmid. Stay above in the scoreboard.
2-1's where we stand.
Force and a deuce to start the game for MacDiarmid. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and the Nancy Del Hunt foursome will have the hammer here in the third, throwing the yellow stones.
I found it interesting. I went to the seniors, and not once did they ask for identification from the Jones team. I was surprised. I always thought they looked around 40, So to not pull the ID card out of senior international championship is a big deal to me, and I would have called out the officials if I was on the opposing teams in any other country. You agree with that?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Kim Kelly, for sure, late 30s for Kim Kelly. Nancy, 40. Colleen's 50. She's been there a while.
Yeah, this is the end of, we're going to get a chance to meet some of the participants here, their bios and everything. So let's talk about here Nancy Del Hunt, 59 years of age, has been curling since the age of 13. So that's 46 years, and of course loves this sport, golf, tennis, and travel. And of course we mentioned 2 kids. Jane, of course, won a volleyball championship, and Kevin, 23.
Love Nance.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nance is a bit of a legend. She's one of those girls that any sport she plays, for some reason she's really good at. Golf, tennis, curling. Goes down to Florida now, plays tennis in the winters and golfs in the winters. Kevin and Jane, 2 close friends of mine. Great people. Raised 2 great kids. Nancy and her husband, David Delahunt. Kevin's now working for Labatt's, and I know Jane is a very good teacher. She helped me get through many university credits of French, which I needed.
This one's going to come to a stop there in the rings.
Runs pretty straight up centers. Looking for about a 9.5 hit for their normal hit weight on this Delahunt team.
So when you practiced yesterday and then played today, was there really any change from?
You know, I found it a little bit quicker. I found there was a little bit more curl in the sheets. I think Tracy that had Ice Tech did some hard work last night, just making there more curl towards the middle. And I just thought it was, you know, you're looking for about 15-5, hog to hog, 4-2 for a split time, and then just giving her, you know.
There's Liz Woodworth here in the third. Mostly out there on its own. Slight brushing here by Christensen and nose hit. Exchange shots here in the third.
A lot of hits whenever Colleen's on the ice, as you can imagine. That's the bread and butter. The out-turn hit coming here from M. Sue.
Yeah, M. Sue, also known as Mary Sue Radford.
Also
55.
known as a world champion.
Yeah, girl since the age of 13. Is a CFO at Dalhousie Department of Medicine. And you mentioned all the accolades. We'll just do a little brief of it. Titles include Junior Provincials, Canada Games, Silver, Mixed Provincials, World Champ, 2005. Quite a resume.
Not too bad. Has two amazing kids, Katerina and Nicholas. Glad to call them my friends.
Here's Woodworth here.
It'll be interesting to see how Colleen's and Nancy, you know, since they're calling a little bit heavier hit weight, see how much they stick around. I know they just rolled out on a couple hits there. Something to keep an eye on as the game progresses.
Come to a lot of these assignments, you always get to learn like vocabularies, and I learned the vocabulary peach from you. So
Peach,
flash, hot,
pistol. You'll hear pistol tonight. And I find a nose hit is a pistol. Any made shot generally to me is either a peach or a pistol.
Yeah. This one all by itself. Kim Kelly, Colleen Jones went for a walk with it. Moves the stone, shooter goes as well. So it's a bachelor's apartment once again. Its house is empty. So here's Christensen here in the third in, 2-1 score. Kristen MacDiarmid over Nancy Delahunt here. Draw number 2. Both of these teams coming in at 1-0.
Quick ice, very quick ice.
Yeah, you were saying, and this one will be in the back 8-foot area.
Hard to throw it too light. Mind you, I hogged one today in the 10th, which is always good to do when you're young so you can get experience, right? I'm claiming a pick though.
Yeah. Oh well,
Just
there was
mindset.
we were seeing like some of that a lot going on. Like I was doing the sheet next to you guys, and they were just having issues, and they were cleaning and profusely, and it's like we don't see this stuff until like later on in the end, like maybe around like the 7th or the 8th of the game, and here they are doing it in the 3rd and the 4th. So you know that there was an issue for sure. So.
Yeah, you know, I help out at the Mayflower Crown Club the best I can, and you just can't get over how much the conditions outside the building make a difference for inside the building for ice makers. Just It's drastic. It's a little bit warmer out there today, and then all of a sudden it's a little bit warmer in the ice shed.
Yeah, it's going to be warmer even like on Thursday and Friday. You're getting like in the 5 to 10 degree digits in that day. So.
But Tracy Fraud's been doing this a long time, so you got to trust his judgments on what he thinks best for the ice.
Another one that goes deep back 8.
So Colleen Jones, what's going on in her bio?
Well, let's see. She's got some kid by the name of Luke, I guess, and he plays for Team Daisy. Of course, here. Oh, I'm just kidding with you.
We had a meeting.
15 years of age. Played in the 21.
She lied on that. She's not 54. Oh, she's 58. Okay, good.
58, yeah.
I was looking at Kim's.
The 21 Canadian Scotties Tournament of Hearts. As you mentioned, getting ready to go do an Olympic assignment with the CBC. 5 Scotty Canadian wins, 2 women world titles, 2 Canadian mixed titles, 1 Canadian senior, and 1 world senior title in 2017. And of course, you got pets galore too.
Yeah, luscious resume. Full, very full, from junior to senior. That's what I marvel at.
And this one is not on the sheet. This is the one I researched myself. The youngest skip at 22 to win.
Yeah, I can't outdo her on that one.
Yeah. That was back in 1982.
1982, she won it with as lead. One of her sisters, Barb Jones, scored in.
Yeah.
I think maybe Monica Moriarty was on that team too.
Making her way up the ice, Kim Kelly, 54 years of age. Been doing this for 47 years, since the age of 8. She's a drug evaluation pharmacist at QE2 Hospital. Been there for an amazing 29 years. And 9-time Nova Scotia provincial champ, 91, 92, 94, 96, 97, 99, 01, 08, and 13. 5-time Scotties national champ, 2003 Nova Scotia mixed and Canadian mixed champion, 2015, 2016 senior provincial champion. And is a mom of 2 grown kids, 26 and 22, and is going to retire. I was thinking she's getting close to retiring there from the QE2 hospital, and has the date set for August 1st of 2018. And she says she's going to work on her golf game.
She's going to work on her golf game. She just missed that out turn there. Over curled on her, but that's okay. She's got 3 world championships at home, telling her that miss does not matter too much. Kim Kelly has 2 amazing kids. Again, good friends of mine, Maddie and Brett Kelly. Her hubby's name is Mike Kelly. Big Mike, good hockey player himself. Bit of an opening here. If we can place a nice guard if we're MacDiarmid, have a chance to either force or steal.
We're into the 4th stones, skip stones here, 3, 2, 1 to score. Dermot with her last.
Light brushing here from Woodworth. See if we can get some finish.
This is where it takes off, right? So it's a hog line, they'll start to dig in and go over.
Tight guard is what they want. It's tight.
Good weight there by Christian MacDiarmid there. Updating sheet B, Ladisor on the board. Single point and 2.
Great story with Ladisor getting here. First women's junior team to qualify for the Scotties Provincial. If you're good enough to qualify, you're good enough to play. It's great to see.
Arsenault has a 2-0 lead over McAvoy as they play the 3rd. And 1-1 between Pinckney and Brothers as they play on E. So here we are, final stone here in number 3.
This draw looks close. Mary Sue should be in to hold the line right now. That's okay. Directional sweeping has changed a lot. It's the sweepers.
Yeah, they even have meetings beforehand to figure out who's going to sweep, what direction. And
it's a pistol. Good.
Right there for the single point. The Nancy Delahunt team out of the Mayflower Curling Club.
2-2 heading to the fourth. MacDiarmid has hammer now. Could probably see a more aggressive end with MacDiarmid. She has the scoreboard to her advantage right now.
So of course, you know, growing up in these curling rinks, you said you know lots of people, you know. Was it pretty easy for you to get into the sport? Was it something you were always interested in?
I still don't know when I learned. I never had a Saturday morning junior curling league. I don't know how. I don't even think, there's never once where mom, below the age of 14, 15, she said this is how you slide. I swear she never did. I either just came out sort of curling or picked it up watching, or I don't really know. She had no teaching method, that's for certain. But it was just a sport that, a great Canadian sport, always loved it. Always liked watching mom. I was used to being in the environment and happy to play with Mark now. Mark Dacey this year.
Yeah, this is first year for this team. Of course, Dacey last year was they had it was with Ian Fitzner LeBlanc as well as Sean Adams, and that was you know, kind of surprising that they didn't get the results that they were looking for.
Well,
so
they had to call in the big guns. They
Yeah.
called in Lukey Saunders, and thankfully, I think Sean has a lot of kids, so Sean wanted to take some step back, focus on his personal life. Ian Fitzner LeBlanc got moved to a great job in Toronto.
Yeah.
So I know he's moving up in the ranks with business. So I was very pleased to have the privilege of curling with Mark and Andrew and Stephen Burgess.
Comes in 8-foot area. So of course we're going to meet Team MacDiarmid at this end. This is Julie Coulter, 26 years of age, been curling since the age of 13. She's accountant at CPA at Efficiency 1. 2015 Nova Scotia Mixed Doubles Champion with her now husband Travis. 2012, 2011, 2010 AUS and CIS Curling Champions. Bronze in 2011, silver in 2010.
Trying to get this corner guard as wide as they can. Julia's partner, Travis, who knows curling, is Stuart Thompson second. Very accomplished player himself.
Of course, it was the battle of the brothers there, and Kendall came up on top of Stewart. What a way to start championships. Hey, brother, I'm facing you.
That's how they started off. I know they have many more rivalry games to come. Compete for the title of the household. I still think Selena's the best, though. Selena Thompson helps out a lot for the NSCA and the Mayflower Curling Club and curling in general. It's really good to have her around.
She hasn't had a bad season to sneeze about either.
No, she's done great. And Liz Garnett, Andy Grace. I'm not sure the leads' names, but they represented Nova Scotia very well at the Travelers this year.
Did so well that they are ranked number 129th across the country. That's taking every team race basically from border to border. So if you're like top 130 in the country, you're doing pretty good when you think of all the teams that are there. Another one from Coulter here, and a 2-2 Gabe here. Nancy Delahunt of the Mayflower Curling Club and Kristen MacDiarmid here of the Halifax Curling Club.
This looks good. Back to the guard.
You know, everybody has talked about different ways to cover sporting events and stuff. I'm always thinking probably for you what we should do is put like a headset and you can call stuff like why being out there on the ice. You ever put a thought into that maybe?
I would have happily had a headset on today.
Yeah.
Mind you, I try to stay away from the tactics the best I can so people still have faith that I know anything about this game. This is Mom doing her directional sweeping. It's always cute. Look at it. Doesn't work, Ma. It's okay though.
And we get a hit and roll. over to the side of the sheet.
It's good to stick there. Good shot by Mary Sue Radford. Does open up the corner guard though, and now there are some rocks for MacDiarmid to have around the back host. Jones could jam onto, Delhan could jam onto.
Taking her time to settle down here is Liz Woodworth, the 30-year-old digital designer out of Brave New World, curling for 18 years, 2007 provincial junior champ, team Marie Christensen, and now, of course, they are teammates here.
I didn't know she won with Marie. That's great. Good to see them back together.
Trying to get around that one by a mile.
Big finish here with the sweepers. Sweepers can make the
through
shot.
the port.
Keep it going.
Comes to a stop, but they've got their weight in their pocket for that.
Looks to me like
curve.
Yellow shot.
Yep.
They'll still have to deal with that corner guard though, the Delhan squad. Maybe, or just straight come around's fine.
Bradford here in 4.
Hamsu with the intern.
So you've given the nicknames here for your mother's team. What about your Daisy team here? What are you called?
Dace. Sometimes when we want to get him going, we call him Marcus. Come on, Marcus. A little heavy here. So
We're going to try to brush it out. We'll have enough gas to get out. It will get out. You said a little heavy.
that should open up some more play around the corner guard for MacDiarmid. MacDiarmid comes from quite the curling family too. She's holding the brush here. I know we played Kirk MacDiarmid today. Brothers of the skipper here.
Well, you're basically seeing family game. That's probably why you're playing. That's why you're playing, yeah.
Yeah, probably the only reason, but.
Well, the thing is that you were at the rink, so you were probably like throwing stones at the age of 4 or 5, and you know, so it ended up basically it was just natural.
Yeah, I don't see Father Scott around here today. Scott Saunders, he was a great curler himself. He's my father, married to Colleen. He was, I think, 77 or 78 junior finalist in Canada, and pound for pound, better than my mom. Don't tell Colleen I said that, but.
Well, it's out there now.
Yeah.
Live stream online, chirping. Beautiful.
So Colleen wants to keep this draw above T-line here. She's got a good chance with an intern come around. Apply a little bit of pressure to MacDiarmid.
One of the things that I was mentioned before you got here was that she used to have one of those small brooms like Delhan has, and she went back to the long broom. Why? Was there any
adaptation? Just adapting to the time constantly.
Yeah.
You know, I think she threw at the stabilizer because at the time, David Netawin was playing really well, and he was using it, so she started using it. But I mean, if you look in years past with her delivery, it's changed constantly. Just depending on the time, on what she sees, what she feels.
Yeah.
So that's just what she's feeling. Mind you, this another chance for MacDiarmid. I know they had to come around there on their last shot around their corner, but this is a good chance for Marie to capitalize on a small mistake from Colleen. Just focus on making the come around above T line.
Marie Christensen, 29 years of age.
Legend of the sport, the Christensen family.
Yeah, been curling since the age of 6. Registered massage therapist for Brickyard Health. 2016 provincial champion, that was with PEI. And 2015 champion Newfoundland, and 2010 provincial runner-up in Nova Scotia. And she's also curled for St. Mary's Huskies team, 2010 and 29 CIS runner-up. And 2009 and 2007 provincial junior champion, Nova Scotia as a skip with
Love
Liz
that.
in 2007.
I love how she's all over Atlantic Canada. Doesn't matter which province she's winning.
Well, it's interesting is that the Team Jones that won the junior championship, Caitlin Jones, has been in 5 provinces. So.
Caitlin Jones, really?
Yeah.
The skip.
Yep, the skip, has she's lived in 5 provinces, so she's pretty well halfway there of living in every province across the country.
Yeah, you might as well just keep going now.
Yeah.
Again, looking to stay above T line here. Yeah. Tight's good. Special K can be in here sweeping.
Yeah, like really?
Drag it, Chris. You got a peach. So that's one of those shots. It was so well thrown that they could have easily hammered that and just gone biting, hopefully biting middle 8, biting 8. A little bit deeper, sit for third shot, second shot. Apply even more pressure. Because now this double might be there. It is there. To almost get MacDiarmid another chance at this end. We're in multiple.
Marie Christensen here in 4. Throwing a little weight with Giddy up on it.
Just over the top.
Yeah, gets a wound on the reaction here at the Dartmouth Curling broadcast location.
It's a pretty good place for a Tuesday night. Feel free to come on down if you're in the area. Watching this great curling.
Yeah, you see plenty of fans in behind on the bottom sheet, on the bottom of the floor there. Watching in the glass, and plenty upstairs as well.
I can't thank TV1 enough for putting this on. I don't know, how many years have you been broadcasting for?
This will be three years I've been doing this sport.
That adds so much value to tournaments like these, Bonspiels like. I come from the sport of tennis. I know the provincial association would be dying for having somebody like TV1 to come in and put the games on live. Keeps families interested, keeps friends interested.
And the amount of reaction that you get, because you have people like watching overseas, like the junior championship, Tasmania watching,
which is amazing. They can finish here.
Front end here, Colleen Jones, Mary Sue Radford. Come to a stop right on the tee of the Deloitte logo. So front sort of all jammed up here for MacDiarmid here.
They're looking to move some ground around here with a peel.
So when you say peel, was it going the one that's?
It's looking like she's lining up. She's lining up the double T stone there, the double T on the yellow.
Yeah.
High side. I think it might catch the one on center line thin. And they're talking about hitting it real pretty and seeing if there's any drag in the rock. Go and get the one in the back 4. I think that's what they're trying to line here. It's what the skipper sees, so we'll see what happens when she's thrown. Now it looks like she's more lining up the just straight run on the yellow there with the double T.
MacDiarmid team here, they're facing a lot of yellow granite right now here in the 4th. In a 2-2 game. As I mentioned, both teams coming in 1-0. So, okay, I'm going to put you on the spot on this question.
Yeah.
Colleen, after a loss.
Yeah.
Don't talk to her.
No.
Yeah, you basically avoid her, go away, you know.
Well, I could talk to her.
Yeah.
Because, you know.
You're Sunny Boy.
I'm Sunny Boy. Ask her for some chocolate chip pancakes or something like that, and turn the conversation more to about me than about the loss. But there's a little bit of drag.
Yeah,
it did nose it, but geez, it was good for them to see that and line that up.
Lots of spin on that one.
Fourth end here. Kimmy's last coming up. Mind you, now she's been doing it for so long.
Yeah. Are you the same way?
No.
No, you're different.
Yeah, a lot different. I'm just I like the energy sport brings, and I like the intensity sport brings, but try to leave it out on the ice shed the best I can.
So as soon as you walk through that door, right out back into the off the sheet, basically, it's done. It's over with. Doesn't linger
Depends which
around.
sport. I mean, tennis. I played tennis most of my life. Tennis is a little bit more so focused on the individual that tend to be a little bit harder on yourself. But I got some great people I'm throwing with. Mark's a great guy. Andrew's a great guy. Steve Burgess is a good friend of mine, and I know that we pick each other up whenever we're feeling down. Need a little bit of movement here, and they're coming into the rings. I bet that'll fall deep. They are sitting 1, 2, and 3, but the nose. I think you're looking for nose here.
MacDiarmid looking at.
I think if you get nose, you're going to get enough roll off that back yellow to sit there. Yep, so MacDiarmid just lining up the double. To me, it looked like she was singling nose.
A lot of Yellowstones in play this end here for MacDiarmid as she gets set to throw her final stone here in 4 in a 2-2 game. Del Hunt Forsum of the Mayflower Curling Club, Krista MacDiarmid of the Halifax Curling Club. Light brushing there from the front end.
You don't want to jump these rocks too early on this. The ice has been straighter on hit, so if you jump it early, you have a tendency to right up and then take the nice rock. Nice
1, 2, pushing it back.
Great double. Great double for the 1.
Hit a single point here.
Hammer switches over.
3-2 as we head to the 5th. Del Hunt Forsum now with the hammer, throwing the yellow stones.
There are a couple guarantees, though. When Colleen loses, you know, you can guarantee the house is going to be cleaned, right? Not by her, but Scott, Colleen's husband, will make sure it's spick and span by the time she gets home. She's very particular what she's looking at.
Yeah, that. I asked about what she was. What does Dad do? I guess he cleans up, makes sure everything's like tries to keep everything
keeps her
perfect.
happy. Yeah, he does a good job of it. But Colleen's pretty independent. She's going to do what she's going to do.
Three-two to score as we play N5. My name's Dan Hobson, joined here by Luke Saunders. Of course, if you just tuned in just a couple seconds ago, of course, Luke is the lead on Team Dacey and the son of Colleen.
Prior champion, Mark Dacey.
Prior champion, Mark Dacey. And that taking on Randy Furby there.
04?
I think so.
04 Saskatoon.
Yeah.
Not a bad way to spend a Sunday.
Of course, the previous year was in Halifax and Furby won it there, and the next year won it.
He was telling me a story the other day that he, at the end of it, they lose to Furby in Halifax in 03. They start the process of going back to the Brier in 04, and they wind up in the middle of somewhere, Nova Scotia, playing Sean Adams in the last qualifier game to go to the provincial. Like, that's a qualifier game, playing Sean Adams. You're the defending runner-up. playing in Nova Scotia qualifier. Just beats him. I guess it was a hell of a game. And then goes and does that. Wins the Brier that year. It's pretty remarkable. Resiliency. That's what I really liked about the story. It just shows you how you keep coming back and you keep giving it a try. You never know what might happen.
Resiliency, and of course the ability that maybe sometimes different teammates will have maybe different plans, and you know, the ability just to, you know, quickly change the teammates and, you know, continue on as if nothing ever happened, as if it was all status quo, business as usual.
Yeah.
Pretty low scoring one here so far, but we've had lots of rocks in play pretty well since the
We're going to have to play with this one
yeah.
here. It looks a little full in the front. I think they're playing to come around. Nancy and Mary Sue throw positive rotation, and I always love the way they threw the rock. I just think their rocks run a little bit straighter than Kimmy K's and Leaner's, and I'd love to see that see them adapt the brush a little bit.
So you see the placement there of MacDiarmid. What's the call here, buddy?
Good chance to come around. Without hammer, if you're MacDiarmid, you're sitting 2.
Yep.
Chance for the team to find the draw weight. Sweepers to see a draw come down. Watch the curl coming into this. It looks nice.
Woodworth, Coulter,
Gotta get a
and
bye.
Christensen.
Come on, girls. It's
They
bye.
do get a
Nancy's
bye.
thinking, no, is it high enough? It is a beautiful rock. You gotta play those tight on this ice. It's got some curl to it, but snug to the guards. Make sure you find your come arounds.
MacDiarmid lies 3 as we take a look at Mary Sue Radford. So how did you learn your pre-shot routine? I mean, every curler has it. What?
I don't have much of one.
You don't have much of
No,
one?
I don't have much of one.
You just get in, just grip it and rip it?
Yeah, you gotta make sure the rock's clean enough. That's the big thing for me. But you know, you're just trying to control your breathing the best you can is what I've learned
No.
through my small amount of experience. If your heart rate's lower, you got a better chance of making this shot.
Try back.
Nails. Nice run back by Mary Sue. This will be an even tougher come around if they try it the same way. If you're MacDiarmid, they'll probably have to go the intern side. She's thinking about it. It looks pretty slim though.
Yeah. Center line, of course, and see that blue one, that's a very small port. That's don't want to come through that one. There's not a lot of room there.
Yeah, this O-turn come around, to me, it looks really tricky. She just got by that guard her last come around. Maybe they might even be playing a little bit of a rub off their high blue there. Foot.
Slight brushing here.
Slight brushing it, coming in nicely. Maybe they can get just a little nibble off it.
Well, they'll give that one a little kiss and a
Tricky
little roll.
shot. Sitting top 4,
Yep.
open on the intern side.
Line 3.
Line 3 without. They could utilize the corner. If she makes it really pretty, she'll get the double off the back blue.
Sue Radford as Kim Kelly's working on it just as soon
Kim
as
Kelly
it comes
might
right
be able to
over
hold
hand.
this. She does.
Through that port. And a nose hit.
Interesting.
Be the shot rock.
It looked to me like halfway down, Nancy might have changed the call to roll to the inside. Just judging by how much Special K was sweeping there.
Yeah, she was pretty well on it since it came right out of her hand. And
Do you curl yourself?
no, just an announcer.
Yeah. You learn a lot by talking about it, though.
Yeah. And I mean, I've watched on TV, you know, the legendary commentators, Vic Crowder,
Yeah.
the late Don Whitman, Rob Falls. Gonna try to get by. They just do. Jam onto the blue one in the back.
Now, what does Delahunt do? You could even come around your corner, but it gives them a little bit of an out. They might come around your center. There's always a couple calls in this game. Nancy sees it. Yeah, I think this is a smart call just because you're getting there first. And if you're not first or last, as Ricky Bobby says.
Yeah.
You know?
Might not have seen that movie, but I've heard that
You've
line.
heard that.
Yeah.
Again, the pro side miss here is high, because if you run deep, you might make a little pocket in the back. Like if their line's close, so they rack there, but you got Kim Kelly sweeping on the inside of the rock, and she's actually sweeping to make it curl, just a little bit. So Mary Sue should have been on the inside of that rock, which I will be certainly telling Mom later.
Oh, I bet you're. I bet you're probably, like, if you weren't doing this, probably maybe taking notes. I mean,
but and then it just becomes a little bit of a joke. It's just like, what am I doing? Like, I've never done anything, and then I'm trying to tell Colleen. Like, I'm trying to get better at that. Just like listening to what someone who's won something says. But you go out on your own horse. I guess there's somebody said to that too.
Christensen as we are into third stones here in 5. 3-2 game. Now this one comes down. We'll take a look at scores.
See, so now they're trying to get a little bit of movement. Oh.
For that port.
You have a chance to roll. Buried. Great roll. There's a peach.
Ladouceur over Breen right now as they are playing the 5th. It is Ladouceur Breen.
See, this is that was a nice shot by Marie, because that blue there in the top 8 foot could be used. Even if Colleen makes a great shot, it can be bumped up. That now is a dangerous rock at this end. So keep an eye on that top blue rock in the 8 foot for the rest of the end and see if it comes into play later on. Again, I would love to see Mary Sue on the inside of this rock. And Kim's moving over because she knows. Gomez.
It's a quick adjustment on.
Yep.
Durbin ready to pounce. It's going to come across the tee line and will come to a stop. A piece of the button.
So precise, this sport. I mean, if you're a foot heavier, MacDiarmid's probably might be looking at either a freeze or that tap on the blue. But now that they're a foot deeper behind tee, the advantage of the directional sweeping is that you can get one sweeper on it to hold the line, and so you're not necessarily, you are going for weight as well because the first sweeper's doing most of the work. But when you got both of them going like that, you're just all out for it.
2-1 Pinckney over Brothers as they play the 5th. Sheet D, Arsenault have a 3 as they play the 5th. So pretty well everybody in the same time frame. Nobody lagging behind and nobody well ahead. Game's pretty well even here.
That seems to be the consensus of this field this year. Keep her going. Comes right to the nose.
Put her right on
Way
the
to
lid after
capitalize. Great capitalization by MacDiarmid. But you know, I'm just looking at not the rankings, but just sort of the standings right here in the Scotties, and you see our losing early. Even Ladouceur and McInvoy losing early. That's surprising, right? It just shows you how anybody can kind of take it in this field this year.
Yeah, what's going to be hard is that one of these teams, of course, is going to. A lot of teams that are facing each other tonight are 0-1. By the time the smoke clears tonight, there's going to be a couple of teams that are 0-2.
Yeah,
that would make it pretty well difficult, and don't really want to, they play 7 games, so I mean, you don't really want to, get that 4th loss. That's the painful one. Don't even really want to give 3 in a short field too.
Small field, you want to hit the ground running the best you can.
Yeah.
I actually just noticed that myself, that most of the 0-1 teams are playing each other today. So you know what? It adds intensity early to the bonspiel. It carries over throughout the week. It's great. Community, I'm cheering for everybody.
Yeah.
Right. So right now, this is on the corner guard. They're looking to make a curl. Again, Colleen trying the directional sweeping out.
Got it through that port.
And it actually did kind of work, which is amazing. It was on that corner guard halfway down the sheet.
Yeah.
And it's like it's magic. Like you're not supposed to get away with that. And somehow. But still, MacDiarmid's in a great spot if they can lay one down here. Looking for a tight guard. It's looking really nice. He could even come top 4.
See the time clock in the corner of your screen there. 38 minutes of decision time.
I gotta say, I still don't know how thinking time works. I try and figure it out every end. I think it's because I never see the clock stop.
Yeah.
How does it work?
Well, it comes to a stop when you all of a sudden when you get to the hack and you throw.
Okay.
So when you guys are busy playing, it's just going, and you don't get a chance to notice it.
No. I just make sure the time's high.
Yeah. Now for Team Dacey, are you the one that says, well, that end took us
I'm
a
the
minute?
taskmaster.
You're the
task.
taskmaster.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
cleaning the pass, split times, hog to hogs.
Yeah. Do you also say, well, that end took us approximately about 3 minutes, we got to speed it up, sort of thing?
No, I'm not that. I can't be that particular.
No, you're not that.
Never had that in me. I was never good at math. No. Yeah, when I went to college, the first thing I asked was what major has the least math in it.
So
And
accounting is definitely
no,
not in
it's
your...
out of it. No.
No.
It's funny, I actually went into communications.
Why not, eh?
Yeah. Let's stick with the fam.
The curling and communications family.
Yeah. Another good shot by MacDiarmid. Well placed. I think they would probably be looking at this wide angle raise. If you nut it, that blue squirts through, stays around where the tee line is. They're lining up now. Look at that. Nancy knows.
Yeah, a lot of rocks in play, as you can see.
I think this is it's not a missed opportunity because it's a tough shot, but you can throw at that angle raise and not really have to worry too much about. Throwing it away here in the 5th end. 5th end break coming our way here in a second.
Yeah, I've seen this a lot where if you don't have anything and you put it out there rather than risk jamming onto something of a steal possibly.
It's in the mental notes. Another end I may talk about to the ladies. I am their coach after all.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Should be down on the first time ever I think a coach has done the broadcast, but that's fine.
Well, so we're going to head to the 5th end right now here in a 4-2. The score here, MacDiarmid over Nancy Delahunt. We're going to take a break and we'll be back here with 6th end coverage here on Bell 5 TV 1. The teams have returned back to ice here at the Dartmouth Curling Club in number 6, seconds away from getting underway. This draw 2 here, the 2018 Nova Scotia Scotties Tournament of Hearts here on Bell 5 TV1. My name is Dan Hobson, and we're delighted to have Luke Saunders here join us. Of course, he's the lead on Team Dacey and is the son of Colleen Jones. And of course, you had a win earlier today over Brent McDougall, so congrats on that. Go 1-0.
Brent McDougall played great, by the way. Unbelievable game by Brent today. It was probably one of the best games I've seen him curl. And I think he won the Peter McPhee Award, which is, sportsmanship and good spirit, the type of award that the players vote on every year, and there's nobody more deserving. I mean, I just know from with him at the Mayflower, he's just the nicest guy.
Great guy. I've also had a chance to broadcast a game with him as well. So, yeah, when he's on, he pretty well carry his team to victory. And he was talking afterwards here. He's getting really running low on time there in his game. About 39 seconds left.
Yeah, you want to keep the clock to a point where you don't really want to be thinking of it.
Yep.
It's like everything you do, you don't want to be looking at the time all the time. Keep things moving at a steady pace. Great end there by MacDiarmid in the 5th. Forced steal. Left Kim with virtually no shot. Could have been maybe a possibility of jamming something in there, but great steal. Gives Jones hammering the even ends to start to 6, but MacDiarmid does have a 2-point lead.
Of course, in your mother's team is, in this, pretty well know rocks and play, get back into it sort of thing.
Yeah, just the one consistent lesson I've always had with my mom, though, is that generally it's scoreboard management. You never want to be behind the scoreboard.
Yep.
So they will be looking for their deuce this end. However, it's going to be a soft deuce, like 4-3. I know she doesn't really mind the sound of that as much as she would hate if she played super aggressively and it was 5-2. She wouldn't want that going into 7s.
Yeah.
So you're looking for a soft deuce. So if you were playing really aggressive here, you could just freeze, but they're going to go with hack, hit and roll away to the wings. Nancy Delhunt with the out-turn here.
Fire Mary Sue and Colleen Jones just
Mary Sue sweeping to make a curl.
Now she gets on it, yep.
Colleen should not drop off it.
And they'll just give a little bit of a rub there.
So this will create some rock. Nice hit and roll attempt by MacDiarmid here. Liz Woodworth.
Yeah, we had lots of rocks play in the 5th end. And it was just a steal one.
You should see more of this. You got a center guard out. You can make a peach here if you're Liz and put the pressure on Sue to come up with the goods.
Julia Coulter here at 6. Liz Woodworth and now Christensen, Mary Christensen in here holding the line. There's the hit and a little roll. To lie to there in the 4-foot area. As you can see a little bit, definitely a lot of the rock there on the other side of the center line guide. Yep.
Again, just to reinforce, like it's a soft deuce attempt. They're looking for the hit and roll to the corner guard. You're gonna jam, right? Because you're trying to hit it high side. It's gonna jam on that back 4-foot blue rock.
Mary Sue Radford here.
Close.
Well, when you're on off, it indicates you're close.
To make a curl.
Through the port. Boom, boom, and a little bit of separation. Blue goes toward back and out. Yellow spins to the 12-foot area.
Looks like they can probably see most of that rock. Liz Woodworth will try and play something quiet, remove it.
This Christian team, they finished 3rd at the Lady Monctonian Invitational Spiel as well as the Spitfire Arms Cash Spiel. So helped them earn some points and of course get a bye there and did not have to go through the qualifiers in Windsor. Remove the stone, the shooter goes as well. One lonely blue stone belonging to MacDiarmid.
Yeah, I know MacDiarmid had a really good bond spiel in here, like you said about the Lady Monctonian and the Spitfire, but also they went up to Ontario. They traveled a little bit. I think it's the OVC or OJC, something.
OVCA?
Something with an L, something with a C.
Yeah, Royal Page OVCA and won an extra in on that one. Claimed that one 7-5.
So that gave them a lot of points. I know if you're willing to travel, and if you do well in those traveled events, the rankings, but it certainly supports it.
Yellow Delahunt stone, easily accessible. Marie Christensen here as we're in the 3rd stones here quickly. A 4-2 game, MacDiarmid over Delahunt.
Coming down to 3rd rocks here. Marie trying to get as friendly as a roll as she can. She's rolling away now. Rolls to the corner, buried. Give Colleen a chance. Come around the corner guard. See if we can get a time here. It seemed to run a little slower to the wings. Not that it was slower out there. It was just that it had more curl. So you get into these curlier patches. I missed it. You might see some play around this corner guard, so we'll get another chance to time one. This looks heavy to me. Only line.
Yep, just Kelly doing
only
it for
line. That's all you're looking to help with. Play that tight.
Through the port. Bounces off the blue. Rolls to the 8-foot area. Maybe the 12. It will be the 12.
Will she stick around?
Shot rock belonging to the Delahunt foursome. Luke's going to actually get his stopwatch here and time the ice, so we'll pass that along to you, and he'll pass that along to you once we gets on its way here.
It was running to the 4-foot. It's running for about a 15-3, 15-4, somewhere mid-15s.
Light brushing here from Coulter and Woodworth.
Again, you can play this tight.
Blue guard coming
this
quickly up on it.
I got about a 16.
Well by it.
Great sweeping by the girls.
Yeah, they were on it. As the PA sort of makes everybody jump here in the lounge area here of the Dartmouth Curling Club. Everybody trying to cool down after that one.
don't know what the called weight was for this shot, but you'd love to stick around if you can, which I think there's enough room on that guard if you're Team Delahunt. Kim on it early. She can drag that out there.
Yeah, here she is.
She's got to play it tight if they want to stay.
Yeah, trying to hold the line. Here's Kim Kelly by the port. A hit and roll.
Nice
Wings.
shot. It's not easy to do. I think I racked one today in the second end trying to do that. So it shows you what I can do.
Delahunt line 2 here in the 6th. Game that's had a lot of, teams have had their chances, a lot of back and forth so far in this one.
An interesting call by MacDiarmid. I mean, her the second stone of Marie's, they didn't necessarily have to come around on that. They could have played something soft back to Colleen's one in the back 12 and just, kept them to 2 or kept them, but now, oh, no, they are playing the hit. Sorry, I thought that was draw line. It's good, they're playing the open hit. I thought they were coming around there.
See, starting to get a piece of the rock, and they'll get a roll.
Looks like it's going to might overbury. Kim should have been sweeping that. Okay.
Back
Great
8.
shot. It's going to be hard to get rid of without jamming on that back yellow.
Of course, the blue stone belonged to MacDiarmid, the first shot, and the second is Delahunt.
What do you think? Can you get on the inside of that, or do you just come around? So that blue one in the back, they're thinking just a straight come around or freeze. I've seen about 6 shot calls with these brooms here.
Yeah.
The come around it is.
Turn to 4 stone, skip stones here in the 6th. Picking up the rock and giving it a throw, the old-fashioned style of way it was done in the old days. Kim Kelly here in the 6th. Front end working hard, Colleen Jones, Mary Sue Radford.
Yeah.
Port coming, no big deal.
They're trying to find the inside. They're
Really
just going straight freeze. Force MacDiarmid to come up with a good shot here.
Gave a little rub, but pretty good shot there.
Yeah, you won't be able to get that out, but you can come right down to that yellow and sit on it and force, which would successful job for the MacDiarmid team if you can force the end.
Pretty good crowd there in the back. Getting a chance to watch a pretty good game here between MacDiarmid and Delahunt here.
Very well attended, actually, which is great to see for the Dartmouth Curling Club and for fans in general of the sport. The members, you don't realize how much the members are giving up just to a week of league play to host these provincials. So it's nice just that everybody comes together and makes a deal on the better half of the curling community. A little wide, needs to just come.
Oh, she gives just a little rub.
But it might have taken the turn it needed. She got away with that.
Definitely not how they drew it up plan-wise, but.
So, Special K, soft draw, back host draw weight. Try and get to the inside of it, tap it back. You can see Nancy's broom there. She's looking for back 12-foot weight.
See Kim Kelly, or as my broadcast colleague says, Special K, make her way up the ice here.
Special K, the slingshot delivery. She knows she's made it. She'll just release it a couple feet over the outside the house. This is a delicate skipper shot. Like, this will be fun to watch Kim give her all here.
Once again, the backswing, final stone here for Kim Kelly, and the Nancy Delahunt foursome out of the Mayflower Curling Club.
It looks like are worried about the weight, but they shouldn't be. It's all line. No, Colleen's doing a directional sweeping for whatever reason. Gotta try and get as close to that center line as you can. Looking all right. Ooh. That's interesting. You know, she looked like she
single
threw it
point.
Okay. You might be thinking about the ice there. Tighten it up if you're to throw it again. Because if she threw the correct weight, it would have ran even straight and even higher. So great force by the MacDiarmid team. Great try by Kim Kelly on that last one there.
4-3 as we head to the 7th. MacDiarmid having the hammer, throwing the blue stones. Look at the other games taking place. Still.
Le Dessier, the best name to pronounce in Nova Scotia Scotties curling this year.
Yeah, 2-1 here as they play.
2-1, and I'll just give the Breen is sitting 1 on the button, so the skipper's first coming, they're sitting 1 on the button.
McAvoy and Arsenault now tied at 3 apiece.
Arsenal, another world champion there.
Brothers on top. Yeah, brothers on top of Pinckney now. 3-2 as they play on, so they're into the 6th.
Brothers won a world junior.
They're putting me on the spot.
We have Google to help us find out if we're stumped, because I don't even know the answer. I think she has.
Gonna fit.
We can find some help.
Yeah.
A little data.
Nancy Delahunt here in 7.
World champion. Nancy Delahunt. Oh, I am so sorry, Jill brother. It was a silver. But she honestly, she's got a gold in my heart. She's the nicest girl ever.
Yeah, I had a chance to talk to her this morning before her game. And
Sarah.
Yeah, great personalities, yeah.
Yeah, and they seem to mesh really well. It's great to see how the week goes for them.
Off to a pretty good start, going 1-0, and now they're leading Pinckney here as they play on sheet E. They win that one, they'll be one of the 2 teams that will go 2-0 after day 1 of the competition. Trying to come around that Yellowstone, it will come to a stop, and it's pretty accessible, easily seen from the hack.
Nice center guard there by Nancy. Good come around attempt by Colt.
Right, you can always tell when it's an evening draw here at the Dartmouth Curling Clubs or any curling clubs. A lot of people here. Of course, during the day, they're working. To come out in the evening and watch here, and they've been entertained. Doesn't matter what sheet you're watching, whether it's from B to E, they've close games everywhere here tonight. Draw number 2 for the women's.
Single entry is only $5 too. If you want the pass for the whole week, it's $30. You're more than welcome to come by the Dartmouth Curling Club just off of Portland Street if you want to come watch some great.
Yellow sails toward the back.
Julia here with another, it looks like, just like straight come around attempt. Missed that second shot from Nancy there. It must have been wide.
Julia Coulter here in 7.
really you just gotta focus on staying low side of the broom, giving it a good positive rotation, not worried about the guard. Like, she got by that guard by a couple inches there. It just shows how you have to be, you gotta be kind of snug if you want to make those come arounds here.
Two blue handle stones on MacDiarmid right close to each other in the 4-foot area.
Opportunity for a little hit and roll away. Might move Blue Rock back tee line.
Kim Kelly sweeping for line.
See, they went on this early, and I still think you just don't get the same movement on Sue's and Nance's that you do on Colleen's and Kim. But
easily
great shot by Mary Sue here.
Yeah, we'll bounce those
With
blues
good
back
weight.
a bit.
Yeah, leaves the blue in the back host. You can utilize the center guard.
Kristen MacDiarmid taking a close look now, communicating with her teammates up the sheet. There are her teammates, and
yeah. The call here to me is that I think they're playing the come around, but you've got the scoreboard to your advantage if you're MacDiarmid. You want to look and see what you can do with the yellow. See if you can play a little hit and roll, which they might be doing with that brush. Because if you nose that yellow, you got one less blue in the back house. So it's a bit better for you.
just want to inform everybody the score is 4-2, not 4-3, so as we are in the 7th here.
Great shot by Woodworth. That is
actually the scoreboard's wrong here. It's like it is correct. 4-3, pardon me. So Jones got one in the first, or Del Hunt got one in the first, and one in the third, and one in the sixth.
Yep. Great attempt by Kim last time, making a shot for two. Came close, but good force by MacDiarmid anyhow.
They just haven't put that at the 6 up there in that 3 spot there yet. So
yep. They'll get to it apparently.
Yeah, well, this is
and plus Colleen's usually used to skipping. She doesn't really know that's her job. Kim Kelly shuffling over for the double directional. I love it. Like, they're so inventive.
Yeah.
When did that happen? Tough. I did not think you could over curl that.
Now they do. I always find that when you have the players responsible for the scores, the first half they do really good at it. The second half, the intensity of the game sort of picks up, and it just all of a sudden pick up. Yeah.
As long as the 8 people are playing,
Yeah.
We'll tell you guys later. We got a game to play here, but interesting call again by MacDiarmid. There's a lot of things you could be doing. They're playing the come around. They're just trying to get there first. You got to stay above tee, which you can because you have those catchers. The yellow and the blue.
There's Woodworth here. Bolter and
Big
Christensen.
sweep, Marie. Come on. Smaller strokes. Oh, good.
Comes to a rest.
Now, what does Nance do?
Of course, you were talking earlier about the,
They're using their timeout.
About the crowd coming in here.
Bring the coach out.
Some of them, of course, now making their way to ice level.
I would normally be going out there, but since I'm doing the broadcast, can't make it. I wonder if Helen's around. I see Peter Corkum here, legendary Nova Scotia coach. He's around. Carol McLean, great advocate for curling in the Dartmouth Curling Club. She's been working with Marianne Arsenault the past couple of years.
Now, when you say you go out, would it be just a matter of, they just bouncing ideas off of you? And
no, I am the idea when I go out there.
Okay.
Certainly what I throw down is the play they'll make. I mean, it looks like an auction out there. Like, which person can sort of say which shot they want the most is going to happen. But You know, you just got to lay the law down, and that's what I'd be doing. I've never done it before, but if the opportunity presents itself. So it looks like they've elected to play maybe a small hack weight hit on that front blue. And really, it's because that front blue is played so well by Marie Christensen, you got to get rid of it. You got to kind of push it back, create some backing. Great shot by Marie there.
Score really not in telling the story here. This one been a lot of rocks in play pretty well throughout the entire game. But it's only a 4-3 game here as we play the 7th.
Colleen with the intern. She's close. Gotta hold it.
She's got to get past that yellow.
Yes, she does. She's jamming, which is fine.
Separate some of those rocks there.
It was a good throw, but you want to try and stay high side there. But like Nancy signaled, she threw it well, just curled more than expected. Now, what do you do if you're MacDiarmid?
Throw on its way here by Marie Christensen as we see a whole big mess of rocks in the house here, and that's 7th in, 4-3. MacDiarmid over Delahunt. And once again, Woodworth and Coulter working hard on this one. Drag her as far as they can is what the girls are trying to do here. Comes to a stop, so more granite once again.
It would be really hard to get to that blue. That's on the 4-foot.
Yeah, you see that there's only been one yellow stone removed out of play so far in this end.
You don't want to put something somewhere that might hurt you too, like.
And that's the thing with more rocks in play, that's a relative possibility. Because everything's so bunched and close, there's something in there.
Well, Nancy's looking at that side of the sheet, but right now, MacDiarmid's hitting 1, and then 2, 3, 4, and 5 are. No, sorry. MacDiarmid's hitting 1. Is Delahunt, and then 3, 4, and 5 is MacDiarmid. So if they get rid of that lonely yellow, I kind of like what Colleen's saying. If you can ever get to the inside of that blue, which I don't even think you can, because that guard would be okay.
We're going to take a little bit of time. Of course, one timeout's been used so far in this end.
And they are ahead on time than MacDiarmid, so that's an advantage of just thinking about the shot. You could play that run that Kim just pointed out. In fact, if you play it and you just sort of peel it off, it's not too bad, because then at least it opens up the front for you guys later on. Can hide beside something. This is a tough one.
Yeah, well, you see the scoring area very congested Tuesday evening here in Dartmouth.
Yeah, last year I think this championship was at the Mayflower. It switched over to Dartmouth this year. I think they have it for 2 more years thanks to some of the sponsors with Scotties and Deloitte, bringing both men's and women's play to the same club and are in the same.
taking a lot of time here to discuss it here.
Yeah, I mean, I just think this situation favors MacDiarmid. I like what Kim said with the run. Just playing that nose run back on their yellow. It would probably go back into the shot rock. I like what Colleen's saying with trying to get to the inside, but this is just an execution shot. No matter what they call, they got to put another one in there somewhere. And it's a hard shot whenever they play. And they've elected to run by the looks of it.
Yeah, it was a 4-member meeting and was 2 momentarily. Colleen makes her way up. You can just hear her say, "What do you like, Kim?"
But Kim called the shot herself. She saw it. So, like I said, there's I think 3 options. You can try to get to the inside of the blue on the side of the forefoot and play this run. Or you can play some sort of come around freeze on your in turn. So, no matter what, it's a tough shot. Low turn hit though, it always favors Colleen. Just looking for nose.
Kim Kelly working on it just as soon as it's
I have to be going here.
Yeah, they're all over that yellow one that's coming
that's
up.
what they want, but they got to stay nose.
And look at that. 1, 2, 3, bang on.
How does she do that? Sitting one, buried, under, but what do we have here? That's going to be a tough rock to get out of there.
Yeah, all of a sudden this was your advantage for MacDiarmid, and just like one shot turns that around quickly.
Lonely yellow though. Thing is, you got a bunch of catchers, so even if they give this double an attempt, which they will do, it'll probably jam somewhere. Might be able to squeeze it out of the forefoot, maybe. Great shot by Colleen. We'll see what Marie can do to follow up.
Saying goes 3. It was a 1, 2, 3, but I know that was not easy. It was 1, 2, 3.
It wasn't easy, but you know, a great lesson.
Precise, yeah.
Great lesson I learned this year from Mark Dacey. Was just we were practicing one day, and he's like, "Look, you can't make the shots too difficult in your own head. Like, Colleen had to get nose there. She had to make a nose hit. She made the nose hit. She got the result she was looking for because she made that simple. She wasn't thinking, okay, I got to hit.
Going to try to run the blue back onto that yellow.
There she does.
Does separates things,
couple
but
jams.
all of a sudden they've decided to run back city pretty well. They're going stone for stone against each other here.
Here comes a draw.
Let's open things up.
Looks
there.
like a lot of ice.
Yeah.
That looks like a lot of ice to me. See if we can get a time on this draw. It's in the 7th end here, so we're still looking for the ice to be about as keen as what it started with. Maybe in the 9th and 10th end you'll see some draws come and you throw a little bit more. Generally for like in middle of the 8th, I think I've seen some, you know, just on the inside of middle 8. So this is a lot of ice for just a draw to the button.
Definitely been one of the longest ends here of the championship so far, as we are still in end 7. And the 4th rocks, Kim Kelly.
It's hanging. Colleen's in. Looking for the curl. 15-4, that should be an okay rock for weight-wise.
They're dragging it as far as they
on
can
it,
here.
Ladies, lean on it.
And come to a stop right on the tee.
Good break.
Now can MacDiarmid come down and pretty well follow the same path and bump that out?
See how much less ice MacDiarmid's taken too, and I know they'll throw more, but outside edge 8 for rock you're trying to get half buried around a top 12 stone, probably need to tighten up a little bit. Now I'm critical, but
yeah.
going to be hard to kill this rock. Like I think what you'll see is probably just a back line weight, back host weight. Because the more you can get to nose, the harder it will be for and company to get out of there.
Christian MacDiarmid here in 7, and she is facing a big mess. Practically every stone except for 2
curl,
in play.
Curl. Liz is looking for curl. High side right now.
You can see that they're close.
Nice clap. That's a nice shot. Squeeze it through the hole. Sits for shot. Great shot by MacDiarmid. Forces Kim to play to it.
A shot rock belonging to MacDiarmid now. Pretty well followed the same path.
Two very delicate last rock shots for Kim Kelly coming up. I know last end she played that delicate back hose tap. This one, same sort of thing. Like the line just has to be so precise here to make the shot. You do not want to be high side. Because if you half this, if you hit half of it, you're jamming. I mean, it's just. So you still want to see that just nice soft weight, knowing you can't really get rid of that rock more than just throw it to the back 8 foot.
Kim Kelly for last year and in number 7.
This looks like a little bit more weight than MacDiarmid's. Good looking stone.
Yeah. Pushes the blue back onto the blue, removes the blue that was in the 8 foot area. Now everybody look to see which one is the shot rock.
So there might be 2 doubles available, maybe, if MacDiarmid wants to give him a try. There's one on the side of the 8 foot there. That if you thin that rock and fire it, you might be able to get to the yellow and just barely bump it across the 4 foot. Hopefully, too. See, there's a lot of hopes there. I think probably what. It's a tough shot. They're calling a timeout here to discuss it.
While we have the timeout, they've just moved on to end number 8. Breen got a single point, so 3-2 over Ladouceur as they play the 8th. Arsenault up on top of McAvoy as she got a 6-3 as they play the 8th. Brothers ahead of Pakeney as they play the 8th.
Coach Danny Christensen is going to come down and have a look at the angles. Have a really hard time scoring.
Oh, there's just a lot of granite there.
You could play, if you really just want your single, you might be able to get to the edge of that, get full 4, maybe. What about the tap on the blue? You might be able to tap that top blue, and it's in. If you try and get as close to nose as you can, it's relatively risk-free. No, I don't think you can quite get to enough of the nose. They've elected to play the. It looks like maybe they're playing the in off their own yellow.
hit and roll essentially off their yellow. Not their yellow, Nancy's yellow. Got to throw a bullet at it.
Pressure shot here for MacDiarmid here in 7. Final stone on its way.
Close, not picked. All right, let's have a look. Hate to see that. Oh.
Jam things up there, just.
Jam things up, leaves Jones with 1.
Yeah, steal of 1.
Steal of 1 and a 7 to tie it up in the 4. MacDiarmid's going to have hammer in the even ends. Coming to the glass here at the Dartmouth Curling Club.
Oh, we haven't been like this since the start. Of course, Jones took a lead, or Delahunt took a lead 1-0. So we're back even where we started after 7 ends of play here in Dartmouth. So we're going to be in for dandy of a finish. Of course, this was expected to be a pretty good game, and it's, you know, lived up to the expectations.
As it ever, and this is just textbook Team Jones here. I mean, watching the scoreboard in these last 3 ends, you're gonna want to see probably Jones force, then hopefully blank, and then take 2. That would be what they're looking for. MacDiarmid's looking for a big score here in 8.
So 3 ends left here on a Tuesday night here at the Dartmouth Curling Club. 4-4 the score. Nancy Delahunt, the Mayflower Curling Club, and Christian MacDiarmid of the Halifax Curling Club. And this one is going to come into the rings.
Nancy coming top 4 foot, fighting 4. Both teams 1-0 here. Tuesday night late draw.
Of course, brothers Jones, MacDiarmid, and Pinckney come in 1-0. Arsenault, third, McAvoy 0-1. And some of these teams are 0-1 facing each other, so they'll find themselves 0-2 by the time the smoke clears here tonight. Could have a couple teams at 1-1 and 2 at 2-0.
So with MacDiarmid having hammer and 8, they're going to go hard for their deuce, hard for their multiple score. They throw the corner guard up. Nancy looking to protect her rock, top 4 foot.
Both teams relatively even in time, too. As you saw in the corner of the screen. Guard being thrown up here by Delahunt. And we'll come right to a rest right on the O. Oh, slide a little bit and come in.
Slips in, so the hit and roll is available for Julia. Again, awesome Bell Fiber Op is doing this TV1 coverage of the Scotties Provincials, and I don't know, do they do multiple sheet coverage?
Well, we got on sheet D, we were covering that as well, the Arsenault McAvoy one. So if people want to, tune in to see how that one's going, right now it's Arsenault on top. 6-3 as they play the 8th on that one. So you think this end's going to probably have a lot of rocks just like the last one?
I'm expecting to see a hard force attempt. Force attempt by Team Delahunt. So it looked like they just ticked on that hit from Julia. Here comes another center guard. Important to stay above the rings here. I don't expect there to be as many rocks in play, though. Like,
Yeah.
that corner guard is probably in Mum's and Colleen's back of her head right now, just thinking about when they can get rid of it. This is overcoming a touch.
Will it come in? It will.
Slides in.
Couple of deep ones here in the 8th. Pebble maybe starting to wear her down, so may get a little bit faster
Yeah, you know,
down that sliding path.
generally what we've been seeing is that in the later ends, and maybe that's what they're adapting to, is that when they came off the ice in the morning draw, I got a lot of texts and they were saying, look, we were starting off, we were throwing 4-2-5 split. And then in 9-10, we had to throw a 3-9-5. So if that's in their head a little bit, you're getting into the 8, 9, and 10th ends, you might start throwing a little heavier and you don't necessarily have to. I know we didn't have to this afternoon.
Nose hit, removes the yellow. The blue sticks there, just barely in the 12-foot.
Hit and roll coming here from Mary Sue Radford. Hit and roll to the center line. Important to stay high side here.
Still 3-2 Breen over Ladisher. 6 Snow over McAvoy. Brothers 7-3 over Pinckney.
Just to stay in high side. Can't go more than that. Good shot.
Oh. Jones lying 3 here in the 8th. So big weight going to be thrown here.
Yeah, big weight. You can be kind of almost close to nose as long as you're, they can just roll a hair high side. You get the double, and then you stay for a corner. Force Colleen to put the center again.
Front end working hard here in this one here for Christian McDermott of the Halifax Curling Club. Split at least those yellow in front of the house. One, of course, will be removed. The other one will go to the back 12.
See, now what Jones could do is just peel. And if they peel, then you're just looking for a force and a take 2 and 10, which could be in the back of their minds. They're electing to go out front.
We're into third stones here in 8.
It wouldn't surprise me if they're throwing it a little bit heavier and assuming that the rocks are going to start grabbing the pebble a little bit more. Because this is coming in a little bit hot too.
And Radford got onto it. Bumped up 1, so once again they're lie 3 here in the 8th. And there you see, try to hit and roll into undercover and take advantage of that blue guard that's out to the outside is the task being asked by Mary Christensen.
The high side double and roll is there.
Not a brush laid to it here by
Little wide.
Coulter and Woodworth. Now let's start to dig in.
Liz for the curl.
Gets that front yellow one, but can't keep the shooter.
Tough break there. You wanted to stick around.
A lying 2 and a chance here to lie 3.
Well, they will go up front. They're just
yeah.
Just trying to protect the yellow on top 4 that Nancy put there early on in the end. See, now they're saying it's short, but they're not laying a brush to it. So I'm going to say this is just the slide path is still quick.
They want it to sit, and they tell it to, but it will go into the house to lie 3.
Sheesh, girls, can we get a guard?
The things that you can get away with. Well, maybe you can. If you'll find out.
somewhere out in front.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's just quick. It's lightning fast. And again, Tracy Fraud did a great job just making the ice as quick as they can.
Marie Christensen. With help from Coulter and Woodworth here. Bang, bang, split them up.
Good roll.
One will go and one will stick around in the 12-foot area.
Force is still alive for Team Delahunt.
So Kim Kelly makes her way up the ice here. And a very young game here in Sheet C.
Yeah, soft weight, hit and stay, maybe hitting small roll to center line. In turn from Kimmy K here.
Kim Kelly with a big swing. Lots of rotation
A
on the
lot
rock.
of weight too. We're working on it.
Mary Sue Radford, Colleen Jones.
Great shot.
Nose hit, a little bit of a roll there to the center line area. Back to line 3 once again is Nancy Delahunt. So definitely a lot cleaner than was the previous one. Only 2. Every stone was in play except for 2.
Ah, interesting though. MacDiarmid senses that there's a little bit of opportunity here. She's coming straight around her corner guard. Even though Delahunt is laying 3, there's still an opportunity for a skipper's deuce here in the 8th. MacDiarmid makes a nice come around.
Christian MacDiarmid taking her time here. 8. Light brushing here from Coulter. Woodworth joining in as well. Trying to come through. Can. And we'll go in behind.
Nice shot here.
Yeah, they'll drag it further back. Kelly,
See
they're
how
trying to
deep
get
they
it
can get
deeper. And there it comes to a rest.
They might have to come to that. And they will.
About it. And it's almost like, wow, you're there with them.
Yeah,
You may not be, but you're there.
A lot of movement to the wing. So if you just find the line, you can have back host weight. Tap this. And sit 4 if you have a real peach.
Kelly's last in 8.
Got a curl. That's the first call.
Light brushing from Colleen
Got a
Jones here.
curl. Still staying on. See. Yeah, play the tick. Daisy made a great comment to me just after practice. He said, if you just tip it,
Tips.
you know, if you just tip the rock past center a little bit, it'll have that curl. But you could see on that rock, it never crossed center. Stayed on center, hung. And then you didn't get the finish that MacDiarmid got earlier. She got off center earlier.
Taking a good look around the rings.
I want to say it's, yeah, I want to say it's 1-2 yellow right now. Just going on the overheads and the crowd reaction.
Well, shots ago, looking at the 2, I think it's going to be real difficult.
Well, the broom's down for a draw, so probably means they're sitting 1 and 2. So that shot by Kim Kelly turned out just to be the split. It was a great call. Splitter front yellow, sit 2. Force MacDiarmid to draw.
Taking her time here is MacDiarmid here in 8. Facing 4 yellows and 1 blue one in the back, 8.
Jones
Final rock on its way.
might be sitting 1 and 2 here, so it's draw against 2. MacDiarmid looking for full 8 foot. Should be about a 15-2.
And the front end working hard already.
They can drag that there. Go,
Yeah,
girls.
they
Way to
are
go,
dragging
girls.
it there. There they go.
Keep them going.
Sir Woodworth.
Keep it warm. So it just shows you, I mean, that rock 9, great shot by MacDiarmid, but quick ice, great sweeping ice. Like a 15-9 to biting 4 foot, or full 8 foot is a great gliding surface for sure. They're calling a measure on all of them.
So not just 2, but 3 going to be.
All 3. Nancy just says, you know what, I'm not even going to look at them. Bring the refs out.
Now, in some done, they've had this like, sort of, digital measuring stick rather than bring the old.
No, we don't do that here in
Yeah.
Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
We get the refs to working.
So here they come. Yeah, well, let's see. This is a measuring tool, and
My gut's telling me it's the front yellow biting center is shot rock. We'll see here.
a little bit of intrigue and suspense here in 8. Go to the third one. Says it's blue.
Huh. Fools the eye. So blue gets 2 and 8. That is a great score from Team MacDiarmid.
6-4. Get to the 9th now, so see if the plan changes here for MacDiarmid. Maybe try to keep things clean. Not really generate any offense. 6-4 in the 9th. Delahunt will have the hammer throwing the yellow stones. Breen starting to walk away with it there against Ladouceur. 4-2 as they play the 9th. 7-3
Great
Arsenault.
first stone by Liz Woodworth.
Arsenault leading 7-3 as they play the 9th over McAvoy. So McAvoy in danger going 0-2. A couple of teams that came in undefeated 1-0. Brothers looking pretty good. Was leading this one 5-3 over Colleen Pinckney.
Kimmy K takes over the sweep. The girls are tired. No, I'm just kidding. Colleen never gets tired. Fun fact about Nancy Delahunt, she's got a miniature poodle named Charlie at home. Waiting to see her later tonight. I'm sure she'll take her for a walk. Actually, you know what? She'll be too tired to take Charlie. I hope. David Delahunt, the legend, takes him out instead.
Tight bonds here in this sport and here in the teams, as you know, folks. 6-4 as we play the 9th here. We'll tick just that blue one and get a little bit of separation to lie 2. Here's MacDiarmid here in the 9th end. Both team scores came in 1-0. Updating things, of course, on sheet E. As I said, it's 7-3 Brothers over Pinckney, and Brothers in defense mode, just throwing the rocks pretty well through the house in that one. Nancy Delahunt.
Nancy Delahunt looking to make a little freeze. There's a small pocket there. They did call that shot in. Leaner with the directional sweeping.
Pushes the blue to the back 8. Durbin having a conversation with her front end.
Well, if they nose this, they sit top 4 foot and get rid of their blue. Yeah. So that's probably what she's communicating with the sweepers.
Yeah.
Hard for the nose, throw some weight at it. There's Woodworth. That was a big deuce. I can't tell you how crucial it was for MacDiarmid to get that deuce in ace.
Holding the line there is the front end. And they found the hole there to punch it out to lie 3. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm shocked.
Yeah, because I was thinking the same thing. They were going to jam
knows.
on that one, but they just found the hole. And
So now M. Sue's going to attempt the double. You can sit there top 4 foot, and then you got a little blue catcher in the back. Just to give the thrower something to think about.
Colleen working on it right. It comes out of her hand here. Have something pretty good going on. They remove the blue, push the blue back, and the yellow takes a nice little spin up to the 8 foot area.
That did a couple things. I mean, I know there's too, but now you got to rip that corner, which they're doing. Smart call by MacDiarmid.
And there's that blue in there. Then the could be giving them trouble here to try to remove that one. So they're going to go after the guard there and get the clean things up in front here. Woodworth.
Woodworth with the peel.
Removes it. And the shooter goes out as well. So you just replace the guard? Is that what would be the call, you think?
I think they're playing the freeze.
They're going to
which
freeze
isn't
to
a
that
bad
blue
call.
one,
Yeah,
okay.
freeze that blue run, and then you're sitting 1st and 4th. 1 frozen. Gotta go. See, Colleen should be in here. They got Kimmy K sweeping to make a curl on a light rock. It's just gonna take off.
Can't hold the line as this one is.
That's okay though.
Just come to a rest there in the 8.
Nah, that's okay.
And immediately MacDiarmid puts the broom down.
Marie can play a hit and roll, or she can hit and fly out of there if she wants to.
Looks to be breaking out hit and roll.
So you've done commentating in curling. Do you do other sports as well? Yeah.
Yep. Anything from baseball, basketball, hockey.
Good.
All over the map.
Just whatever it is.
Yeah. As I said, I called Nancy's daughter's gold medal at the ACA volleyball championships last year, so in her 5th and final year at
Jane
MSVU.
Delhunt.
Yeah.
Mount St. Vincent. Yeah, she battled hard. Played all 5 years of volleyball. Couple different schools. Good friend of mine, like I said. Same with Kevin. Maybe they'll take Charlie out tonight.
Of course, they had a great coach there, Derek Brooks, heavily involved in the volleyball community, especially in the lower Sackville area with the Sackvilles on it. Yeah.
It's a good name, too. Colleen playing the tap. I've never made a tap in my life.
Well, at least you're honest.
Yep.
Here it
And
is.
it's high side. I'm telling you, man, taps are tough. But not the worst. I mean, now you're sitting 1 and 4.
Yeah.
There's more of a split, if anything. It's okay though. Teresa Green up 2 on the junior team in 9. Arsenault seems to crack the game open a little bit. They are up 4 in 9. And Brothers up 4 in 9 as well.
Yeah, they's relatively close, but they're starting to run away with it here towards the later stages. There's a hit and roll. MacDiarmid lying 3. But those 3 stones that do belong to MacDiarmid are back in behind the tee line, so they're freezable here for the Delhunt team.
Yeah, you got back host rocks here, so there's still a chance for your multiple score end for your team Delhunt. Again, it's super quick. You can throw a 15-5 and be tee line easily on this ice.
Light brushing from Kelly here. Bradford.
I think in their head that the speed comes back. Because that's a good brick, but she clanked it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Push the blue back, and it is sitting shot rock.
They could just had a little on that blue that they're frozen on right now. It would have jammed on the center line blue, but I don't think that jams there anymore. They don't have to. They can just clock it on nose and. Actually, you want to be careful here if you're MacDiarmid. You want to try and keep that blue rock around right beside their room there, because it could open up a double chance for Kimmy K.
Here 9.5, so.
Could be a sneaky deuce.
Yeah.
That's what I call them. It's a sneaky deuce when this happens.
Into the late stages here, the 9th, late stages into the game as well. 6-4, MacDiarmid over Jones in a battle of teams that came in at 1-0. Front end working hard already. Light brushing.
Hit and roll. Good shots.
They'll pick it.
I like it. I like it and I don't.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Get the yellow and one of the
Always
blues go
cheering
as
for
well.
good shots.
We'll set 3.
Yep, small tap, just high side. I wonder what kind of weight they'll throw at this. It looked like Kimmy was signaling to just a way roll over. So you're looking for the double and roll. You could probably even just play some soft backline weight. Sit right there where Kim's broom is, and it'll be hard to get out of there. A lot of tapping. Tap, 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 tap. Never know if that's a good sign. It might be.
6:26 and counting here. Both teams okay in terms of time, but taking a lot of time here to determine this shot.
I remember one time me and we were at a Worlds or something, and they were getting super low on time. And me and all the, because Mom and Nancy and Kim, they all had kids around the same age as Colleen had me, so
yeah.
We made some rhyme. It started with tick a to talk, and then look at the clock. But we were yelling this in the semifinal game of the World Championship, telling them how low, how silly they are. They should be fine on time today.
Kim Kelly with her last year in 9.
Colleen looking to keep it straight. Come on, Leonard, lean on it.
And Radford in there as well.
Tap, tap.
Pushes some blues back. Maybe Christian MacDiarmid, licking her chops here. But
yeah, you got to hit nose. Somewhere high side, hit and roll in the middle. Get a force. MacDiarmid has just done a really good job playing the 8th and 9th here. The later half of this game.
MacDiarmid tries to throw her final here without hammer in 9.
I want that hat back, Mom. She got my hat on, as I said earlier, but she's bugging me now.
I could just imagine all of a sudden, in a crazy world, you run out on the sheet and you just take your hat, and all of a sudden, all these people around here just start booing.
It's happened before.
Yeah.
Yep. It's happened many times, but Dorby Norby. You know Dorby Norby from Norway?
Norway,
great curler.
Yeah.
Yep.
Left the glasses, yeah.
Right.
And she always she always held the broom straight up.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a slanto. It was straight up.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Mom played Dorby, and I was in Mom's belly. Apparently, she had to move me over when every time she threw, she had to kind of move me. Mom, come on, take a break. Come on, girl. Dorby told me that story. If I was hungry for French fries, I'd start tapping on the glass or something. I was wound up. Yeah. Peter Corcom's here, though. Peter Corcom would always give me chocolate bars.
Final stone here for
He
Kim
stopped giving me chocolate bars. I'm not sure why.
Jones and Radford working on it already.
Again, Mary Sue. The line is tight.
Has some backing there.
Has some backing, good. It's so casual out there, isn't it?
Yes.
Walking in Point Pleasant Park on these draw to the buttons. I don't even think I heard a wake call. I was okay, do we have backing? Throw it there.
6-6 as we play the 10th.
Now,
All
coming home in the 10th.
Yeah.
MacDiarmid's got hammer, up 1. I'm going to guess, my gut tells me Team Delahunt has been in this situation before. And probably
There's your Captain Obvious moment here for
same
this
with
game.
MacDiarmid, yeah.
Yeah, 6-5, pardon me. So 6-5 a score,
guess.
single point.
Now these are crucial as a lead. I hogged mine today in the 10th. Clean that. You're fine, ladies. See now, so what they're trying to do is decide if it's going to be high or tight.
Yeah.
So they don't want to touch it. They want to keep it high, and then Nancy will come around on the second one. But it's just halfway, so. To me, I think that's a tight guard more than a high guard. No offense to Colleen, but could have been sweet.
Coulter's throw so far, not laid to it at all.
You want to keep this above tee, and if it's not, you want to just go way back with it. You don't want to give the old girl something to come down to, you know what I mean? It'll freeze you out.
And Arsenal with a win here over McAvoy. They just shook hands there on sheet D. Marion Arsenal goes to 1-1.
Brothers over Pinckney on E as well.
Yeah, so McAvoy will fall to 0-2.
Here comes Nance. Now, I'm not sure if she's going high or tight. Judging by the line, they're going high. Mary Sue should be in here.
Be a high guard for sure when it comes to a stop. Both teams plenty of time here to play this.
Mary Sue's, you almost want to just come around top 12 just so you can have another half guard there, because those have double peel potential.
Yeah, as you mentioned, brothers over Pinckney, or brothers will be tied for first, 2-0 after her win, so Pinckney falls to 1-1. Breen 5, Ladiseur 2. They play the 10th. Another one in the back.
This slips back button. The ice has done a really good job holding up the entire 10 ends, which is hard to do in a building, just an ice rink like this, just a curling club rink. Most of these sheets are used to having 8-end games, just league play. But Tracy's done a great job. Here comes the freeze. The back line is the call from Kim, but if it's back line, you got to play it tight. Yeah, see, there's room. You're all right. Play her tight. Now Colleen should just be hammering it.
Gets on it now, and
okay. Here comes the double peel from Liz Woodworth.
cleaning things up in front of the house, as Luke mentioned. Daddy added here in the 10th end.
Big 4-second peel is what you can expect.
1, 2.
Nails it.
And they get the yellow to go through that in the back.
Tip your hat, double peel.
The smallest hole for that to go
fist
through.
Pump.
Maybe that's just a
I would
typical
want a
day
fist
at
pump.
the office, you know.
Apparently.
But impressive to come through that hole. Another guard here. Going to replace the some that just got removed.
see, you just heard a comment from Kim. It's getting a little sludgier. The curl is probably just coming more apparent than what it was earlier in the game. Kind of did that in ours too, where it just started picking up the curl a little bit more. But I'm still seeing a lot of rocks go deep. Like I can't look at this game and say the ice is getting any slower. It's still keen.
Rosy yellow, can they push the blue towards the wings?
That'll do. 2 good shots by Woodworth.
Into third rocks here, 3:42 and counting here for the Nancy Dell Hunt team. Luke's gonna time it, take a look at the ice here.
Yeah, it's good for me to know too. See how these late draws hold up. Again, if it doesn't, Mary Sue should be in. Should not be Kim.
Yeah, you'll have the late draw tomorrow. It's four draws tomorrow, 2 on the ladies' side, 2 on the men's side.
Yeah, do we have the schedule in front of us here now? Or do we got? I know I'm playing at 8 or 8:30.
Okay, so if you're doing 8, then that'd be 8 and 4. So maybe not the evening draw, but sort of afternoon draw.
Certainly a marathon, not a sprint. Right?
Oh, very much.
Yeah.
This is all the time that you have to spend in the gym and eating properly. It helps you in these moments,
Yeah.
especially when you have those 2 in a day. 2 in a day and you're a lead, so I mean you.
Quick ice, a lot of sweeping.
Yeah.
Fun though.
Arms sore at the end of the day sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yep. I figured so.
That's a big meal though. Good sleep takes care of it. Colleen replacing the center guard here. See, her last center guard, I got a 17-3. That is, I either timed it way wrong, or it does kind of make sense to me because it was high. It's just quick. You got to have that in your head when you're throwing these. Like, this might slip in.
That looks like you're right on that.
does.
No, it'll put
Just
the brakes
barely.
on, but it does just bite there in the 12.
Which is fine, but
Mary Christensen here in the 10th and final end.
Marie with the peel. Very little ice. Must track a little bit in the spot.
Front end working hard here, Coulter Woodworth.
Bingo, bingo.
Oh, bang, bang, yellow goes and blue goes as well.
One more center guard coming here from Team Delahunt.
Great clock awareness here by this veteran team.
Yeah, Kim should have plenty of time to throw these last 2, and I
Yeah.
believe they still have a timeout as well. So,
Yes.
and I think both teams do.
Four stone, skip rocks here in 10.
The last game, other than this one, that was still on the ice. Sheet B, Breen beat Ludicieux. Looks like they ran him out of rocks in the 10th.
So Breen will go to 1-1, Ladiseur 0-2.
See, it's bugging me. I mean, this is bugging me. Mary Sue should be in, but that's okay. Overcurled a little bit.
And they're already trying to clean up in front of the house here as MacDiarmid there. Just trying Trying to keep everything a path clean here. Kind of really not surprised that we're the final one here tonight, because that's 7th inning. There was a lot of rocks in play, and it just was on and on. It was a real long end.
It was, you know. You could see the clock took some damage on Colleen's end. I think they kind of caught up to Team McDermott on time with that end.
Christian McDermott in 10, her first of 2 on its way.
Good throw. If you're Kimmy K, I think you can even come tighter than that, Nancy. You can probably just come and bite the forefoot. She's not worried about it, though, because she's just more worried about the line. She's sort of saying that. You can be anywhere as long as you're parallel to this rock. But I still like just trying to put as much pressure on as you can. Forefoot. See if we can listen in here.
.45 and counting here, so
it's a line shot here. She's looking to be in front of that yellow. I think the tighter the better, as long as you're not full 4. Mary Sue should be the inside sweeper. Got to go for line. It should be Mary Sue.
you heard, got to go for line. Here they are going for line.
Wait too. You can go, girls. See, that is primed. Okay, good, she says. Good. Done. Now what? Straight draw to the 4 for the win for McDermott.
Pretty well. A spectator from here on in.
Yeah, this is my last. This could, you know, this could be my. I could be getting fired after this shot, really, is what is going to happen by TV1. But it was a great game, and we'll see how it comes to the finish here.
Final stone here in 10. 6-5. Light brushing here. Coulter and Woodworth. Christensen holding the broom.
Looks good. It does.
Yep, they're off of it.
Now just for weight. And they have backing. Great shot. Great shot for the 1.
Yeah,
Way to play to their backing.
Yeah.
Good game.
Yeah, well played by both teams. Nancy Delahunt foursome will go to 1-1. Team McDermott will tie brothers at 2-0 after 2 draws. Here the 2018 Nova Scotia Scotties Tournament of Hearts. Of course, gonna see all the teams will have 2 games tomorrow. So let's get your final thoughts here on this one here, Luke.
You know what? I want to keep my thoughts off the game, away from it. I just want to say thank you, Dan. Thanks for doing this with me. Thanks for bringing me in. Selena Thompson, I know she reached out, said it was possible, so thank you for allowing it, and thanks to Battle TV1 for putting it on, making the broadcast happen, and the boys downstairs for the amazing video job tonight.
All right, cap that off. So final score, of course, is McDermott here getting a single point here, and she'll go to 1-1 over Jones, of course. And we're going to wrap things up here. And once again, want to thank our production crew of Chuck and Sean, as well as thank Luke Saunders here for his expertise here on this one. So we're going to wrap it up. So long from now from the Dartmouth Curling Club. You've been watching Bell 5 TV1's coverage of the 2018 Nova Scotia Scotties Tournament of Hearts, as well as the Deloitte Tankard here on TV1. So long, folks.